Hey everybody, it's Brianna. It's VEDA Triple Play. It's April 30th and it's a little bit later at night and we're all getting ready to kind of unwind for the night and go to bed. Um, One of the questions that I got in the private Facebook group a while back, usually in my private Facebook group or with my clients, I will throw out, let me close my windows here. I will throw out a question, asking them if there's any questions that they want me to answer personally or give my perspective on. And one of those is somebody asked me a long time ago about my specific triggers and when I struggle when I'm on program. Now that I'm back on program after having my baby, today yesterday wrapped up my 4th week, but because I was traveling, I didn't weigh in until today. And anyway, I'm really, really happy with my loss. Results will vary. Clients can expect to lose 2 to 5 pounds a week for the first 2 weeks and 1 to 2 pounds a week thereafter. I've lost 17.6 and I'm really happy with that. And anyway, my triggers. I've learned over time that my specific triggers have to do, besides the regular culprits, stress, hungry, angry, tired, bored, specifically emotional triggers. I have times of crisis in my life, just like everybody else, even though something was said at the Take Shape for Life event this weekend. Somebody on stage, one of the presidentials said, and I love her personality and her dynamic, the grass seems to always be greener on the other side, and she would argue that the grass is greener on whatever side you water it. And I'm sure that that's a quote from somebody else, but anyway, it's helpful to me. Water your own grass, and then you won't always be looking over your shoulder trying to get somebody else's grass. Emotional triggers, particularly in times of stress, uncertainty, things like that. The reason that I did this video separate is because the other one's like fun and stuff, and this one's a little bit more serious, and I don't want to be, I'm getting a weird reflection. I don't want to be kind of like Debbie Downer or whatever. The reason I'm sharing this is because I posted about it in the private Facebook group, and my clients also shared with me, there was a few people that shared with me that I have people close to me that struggle with addiction, and it's always heartbreaking when you get that call that what you suspect has been going on has in fact been going on. And addiction is difficult and it's complicated, and it's just, I had just come back from this amazing trip with Take Shape for Life, and I got off the plane, and the first message I get is, that so-and-so is struggling and not where I thought they were, and I don't want to get into the details of it because this is kind of a public forum, and it's not really my business to share other people's business, but for me personally, it's really difficult when my family members struggle, and it's heartbreaking. I feel like addiction is unlike anything else because I feel like it's like you're losing a piece of that person. Just it's almost like a cancer. Sometimes you just lose a piece of that person bit by bit, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the reason you're like, I know you're thinking like, why would you even talk about this? Why would you not just you know, let it blow over or keep it to yourself or keep it in the private group. This is why. Because when I was growing up and when I realized that I had people in my family that struggle with addiction, I hid it, and that's what I did. That's what I've done my entire life. Is I was the kid that would distract, you know, and provide comic relief and be the overachiever in school in an effort to kind of make up for all of that, you know. Um, and so the reason that I think it's so important to share is because I think a lot of us, you know, when I posted on the Facebook group, there's a handful of people that said, they didn't give specifics, but they said, you know, that they struggle with addiction. There's addiction in their family too, and it's heartbreaking and it's devastating. And I think part of what I struggle with is like, you're not supposed to talk about it. You're not supposed to tell anybody about it because there's a shaming element to it, just like our weight or our weight loss and stuff. But I mean, on a bigger scale, um, there's just such a stigma about talking about it, and it's hard because then when you struggle or somebody you love is struggling and you want to reach out to them, you feel like your hands are tied, you know. So I feel like all I can do is pray for that person and hope that somebody is able to speak hope into their life in a way that I can't right now, obviously. And it's just, it's devastating. So anyway, my heart really goes out to you guys. For anybody else that has people that they love that struggle with addiction, and part of what's in my family is a struggle. The addiction kind of manifested from a lot of things, but also from undiagnosed mental illness or untreated mental illness. And so the combination of the two, the untreated or undiagnosed mental illness, you know, kind of perpetuates this inability to like deal with life stuff or manage things appropriately. So so anyway, I'm just kind of grappling with all of that, and back to the whole point, emotional triggers. God, I feel bad for like laying this on you all heavy, but it's because I want other people to know that if they have somebody that they love that struggles with addiction, or they've stayed quiet about it, that I know what that feels like. And it's hard because you don't want to tell everybody your business. You don't want to air it all out. You don't want to open everything up for dialogue about what you should or you shouldn't do, or this is the right way to handle it, this is the wrong way to handle it. If you bail them out, you're a good person, or if you bail them out, you're a bad person. You know, it just like, it's like you can't do anything right. So I just have to give it up. You can't, I mean, I can't. So I got off that plane, and, you know, coming from a place of hope and just having peace and loving what I do as a coach and helping other people, which is where my heart is at. And then, you know, you have somebody that you'd give anything to be able to help, and you can't speak truth into their lives, because they're just not ready to hear it, or, you know, open to that. So I thought, you know, here it is, you know, here's that snap, here's that thing in me that snaps back to the emotional eating, to the putting myself on the bottom of the list, to going into crisis mode. But I knew, and this is where I know in my heart of hearts that Take Shape for Life really helped me make a deep-seated change in my heart and in my body, and with my spirituality, because before, it would have been no question. I would have had, if y'all know the situation, I would have had every excuse to totally throw in the towel and be like, you know what, somebody I love is in crisis mode right now. I can't be worried about how I'm going to order a salad at Chipotle and make sure that it's on program, okay? I get it. I get what you guys are going through. There are some devastating and crazy and stressful life moments, but for me, knowing that that's my emotional trigger, knowing that that's my emotion, that's going to end up getting the best of me. And I just had to like not make it a choice. And um, I made healthy choices the rest of the day. I just didn't even give it space in my head because, you know, I wanted to come home with joy in my heart and a smile on my face for my family and for my husband and see my kids and my boys. So sometimes you just have to push through it. And it just taught me that wow, I guess I actually learned something. And that's not to say that I'm going to be perfect or 100% 24/7. I've never had a client get to goal by being perfect, and I did not get to my goal by being perfect. That's not the way this goes, just so you know. It doesn't mean that you should create obstacles to put in your own way to give you an excuse, but it's just, um, so at the same time, I felt good about the fact that I was able to kind of recognize what I was feeling and thinking and then stopping myself and just kind of letting that moment pass rather than giving into it and then only perpetuating the guilt and the shame and, you know, that cycle that starts. Um, anyway, really, I guess the point of the video is just to share with you that yes, I have emotional triggers and I'm not bulletproof sometimes and uh, Monday was difficult for me and I'm still kind of trying to work out my emotions on it, but I just make my best effort to be fully present right now and to still have joy and not get so anybody that has been through this cycle with someone they love you get sucked into that drama and the what's gonna happen and this and it just becomes such a draining, stressful thing, and it you know not only is it taxing physically on your body, but the mental and the emotional, the anxiety, all that stress just makes it even worse. So my heart goes out to you guys. Anybody, if you've lost someone to addiction or if you have been in a situation like I was, one of my family members, I didn't know if they were still alive for like 3 years. Um, and so I thought that this person had, kind of been brought back to me and then it's like they're gone again. It's just It's just a shadow of the person that you knew before. So, anyway, my heart goes out to you guys, and I hope I didn't bum you out. Just, I've been that person for so long that I think often didn't reveal what I was really feeling because not to like fake it or whatever, but just because I had that performance element of my life that everything had to be okay. And you know what? Sometimes things just aren't okay. Things with my loved one right now are not okay. But there's other areas of my life that are okay, and there's other areas of my life that are really, really fantastic. And I'm so grateful for that. So that's kind of what gives me the hope for this person. And I have my faith, so that means that I never lose hope. And it sounds stupid, but um, other than that, I wouldn't know what else to rely on. And for me, I mean, there always has to be hope at the end of the road, and and that's what I cling to, is the hope that maybe one day somebody or someone or something will reach this person and help them really heal from the inside out. So emotional triggers. It happens to everybody. So don't, I know it's real easy to kind of put forward, my best everything when it comes to talking to you guys about things. But I want you to know I have life things that happen to me too. I have an interesting history and past just like you do. And it just can't prevent us from taking care of ourselves. We owe it to ourselves, because if we go down that road of um, cycling with them, we're not doing ourselves, our families, other people around us, we're not doing them any favors. So anyway, I'm so glad I did VEDA. I'm so happy to have seen you guys so often. It's been a great experience, and I'll be back in the fall for August and October. Maybe by August or October, I'll be at my goal again and rocking and rolling. But in the meantime, I'll just take you guys along with me and probably do maybe like 3 videos a week. I think that's a good pace for me. And watch me lose my baby weight. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye.